Imagine you wake up tomorrow, open your eyes, try to get out of bed, and your body says absolutely not. Not because you are lazy, and not because you stayed up until 3 a.m. watching a raccoon fight a sprinkler, but because overnight gravity became twice as strong. Everything looks normal. Your room is still your room. Your phone is still on the table. Your blanket is still on you. But now that blanket feels like it has been training legs at the gym. You try to sit up and your arms shake. You swing your legs off the bed, and suddenly you understand why old people make noises when they stand up. Because your body did not get heavier, your weight did. Your mass is still the same. You are still you, but gravity is pulling on you twice as hard. So if you weigh 150 pounds, congratulations. You now feel like 300 pounds. And the worst part is your muscles did not get stronger. Your heart did not get upgraded. Your bones are not suddenly made of titanium. So the first thing that changes is not the world exploding. It is you trying to walk to the bathroom like a broken shopping cart. Every step becomes a workout. Standing up feels like a squat. Stairs become evil. Jumping becomes embarrassing. Right now, when you jump, you fight Earth for half a second. In double gravity, Earth wins faster. You jump, and instead of flying upward, you do that sad little hop people do when they pretend they can dunk. Sports instantly become disgusting. Basketball becomes people throwing bricks. Football players hit the ground twice as hard. Running feels like sprinting with a backpack full of shame. Even sitting down changes. Your body presses into the chair with double the force. Your spine compresses harder. Your knees, ankles, and feet take more stress. Your neck has to hold your head up like it is carrying a bowling ball with thoughts. And this is where it gets serious. Your heart already works hard to pump blood upward against normal gravity. It has to move blood from your legs back to your chest and brain. Now gravity doubles and your blood wants to stay low. Standing up too fast becomes dangerous. People get dizzy. Fainting becomes common. Your heart has to work harder just to keep your brain supplied. That means the best survivors are probably not the tallest or fastest. They are the short kings. Shorter bodies are easier to pump blood through. Less distance, less pressure, less, why is my brain buffering? In a double gravity world, humans would slowly become shorter, stockier, and stronger. Not superhero strong, more like compact fridge strong. Tall, skinny people get nerfed. Babies would grow differently too. Their bones and muscles would adapt while developing, but movement, childbirth, and childhood growth would all become harder. And that is just humans. Animals get humbled. Birds are the first to get cooked. Flight depends on lift. Wings push air downward to keep the body up. But if gravity doubles, a bird needs way more lift just to stay in the sky. That means bigger wings, stronger muscles, and more energy. Small birds might still manage for short bursts, but big birds like eagles, vultures, pelicans, and swans would look at the sky and say, it was fun while it lasted. Land animals change too. Elephants are in trouble. Large animals already live close to the limits of bone and muscle strength. Double gravity means their legs, joints, feet, and hearts are under brutal stress every second. Big animals become rarer. Small, low to the ground animals win. Lizards, rodents, insects, squat little nightmare creatures. Basically, Earth becomes a planet designed by a gym coach who hates giraffes. Trees suffer too. A tree constantly fights gravity to lift water from roots to leaves and hold up its own weight. In double gravity, tall trees become a terrible idea. Forests become shorter and thicker, branches break more easily, the tallest trees stop looking majestic and start looking like lawsuits. Mountains also change. Rock has strength limits. In stronger gravity, mountains cannot get as tall before they collapse under their own weight, so Earth becomes flatter. Not completely flat, calm down, internet. But huge mountains would be under more stress, landslides become more common, cliffs crumble more easily, and now human civilization starts sweating. Your house, school, roads, bridges, car, elevators, and skyscrapers were all built for normal gravity. A small house might survive, but tall buildings, bridges, towers, parking garages, and anything old or weak, now every floor weighs twice as much, every support beam takes double the load, every roof presses harder on the walls, every bridge pulls harder on its cables and columns. Some buildings would survive because engineers build safety margins, but weak buildings would crack, bridges would close, roofs would sag, elevators would fail, roads would buckle. Everyone would suddenly respect civil engineers. Cars become worse too. Your car weighs twice as much, but the engine does not magically double in power. Acceleration becomes slower, braking becomes harder, tires and suspension get bullied. A normal car would feel like it is driving with an invisible elephant sitting on it. Now look up. Planes are in deep trouble. A plane flies because its wings create lift. If gravity doubles, it needs much more lift to stay airborne. That means faster takeoffs, faster landings, longer runways, stronger wings, stronger engines, and way more fuel. Most current planes would become unsafe or useless. Airports would need massive redesigns. And rockets? Rockets are crying. Getting to space is already hard in normal gravity. In double gravity, Earth becomes a prison with a very expensive exit fee. Orbital speed and escape speed would rise a lot. That sounds simple until you remember rockets are basically fuel tanks with anxiety. A little extra speed means a huge increase in fuel. Many rockets that work today would fail. Space travel becomes far harder, far more expensive, and maybe impossible with current designs. So now humans are shorter, birds are falling, buildings are cracking, cars are slower, planes are grounded, and space is locked. But we are still not done. The oceans change too. Water pressure depends on gravity. At the same depth, pressure would be roughly twice as high. That means submarines, deep sea creatures, underwater cables, and divers all face harsher conditions. The deep ocean becomes even more extreme. Waves could become shorter, heavier, and more aggressive. Boats sit lower, engines work harder, storms hit differently, even rain gets scarier. Raindrops falling in stronger gravity would hit harder, and storms would feel heavier. Getting rained on might go from annoying to, why is the sky throwing hands? And speaking of the sky, the atmosphere has weight too. If gravity doubles, the air gets squeezed closer to the ground. Surface air pressure could become much higher. Breathing changes, weather changes, clouds form differently, wind behaves differently. The sky itself becomes heavier. That is the creepy part. At first, double gravity sounds like a funny haha, walking is hard idea, but it is not just walking. It changes blood, it changes bones, it changes animals, it changes cities, it changes flight, and it changes oceans, it changes the sky. Gravity is not just something pulling things down, gravity is the quiet rule book everything on Earth was built around. Your body, a bird's wings, a tree trunk, a skyscraper, a rocket, a wave, a mountain, all of them are agreements with gravity. And if gravity suddenly doubles, every agreement gets canceled. Humans might survive, but not as the same humans. We would build lower cities, stronger roads, smaller vehicles, shorter buildings, different planes, and maybe give up normal space travel for a long time. Future humans would probably be shorter, stronger, slower, and extremely careful around stairs, because in the end, the scariest thing about double gravity is not that Earth crushes us instantly. It is that Earth does not need to. It just makes everything twice as hard and waits for the weak designs to break.